The biggest change happening in the meal delivery market isn't new menus, lower prices, or bigger discounts, it's AI. Consumers are no longer spending hours comparing review sites, coupon pages, and food blogs. They're asking AI a simple question: what's the best meal delivery service for me? And increasingly, AI is deciding which brands make the shortlist and which brands get ignored. Hey, I'm Mark Huntley, founder and CEO of CiteWorks Studio. At CiteWorks Studio, we study how brands show up across Google, AI answers, and the public sources buyers trust before making decisions, and how that visibility turns into credible citations, comparisons, and recommendations. The meal delivery category is becoming one of the clearest examples of how AI is changing consumer discovery. Historically, meal delivery companies competed through paid advertising, influencer campaigns, affiliate reviews, SEO rankings, and promotional offers. Today, buyers increasingly ask AI, which meal delivery service is best for families? What's the healthiest prepared meal company? Which meal delivery option works best for keto? What is the cheapest meal delivery service? Each question creates a completely different recommendation environment, and that changes the rules of competition. The most important finding from the benchmark is that visibility alone doesn't win. A meal delivery brand can appear in AI answers and still lose the recommendation battle. The benchmark found that Blue Apron led the structured data set in modeled recommendation value, while HelloFresh maintained one of the broadest recommendation footprints across family-focused, beginner-friendly, and convenience-oriented prompts. Meanwhile, Home Chef, Factor, CookUnity, Sunbasket, and Green Chef all dominated specific buyer intent categories. The key lesson: being mentioned is not the same as being recommended. Recommendation placement is becoming more valuable than simple visibility. The traditional idea of a single best meal delivery service is disappearing. Instead, AI systems are creating multiple recommendation battlegrounds. For family-friendly meal delivery, HelloFresh and Home Chef appear frequently. For healthy and organic meal delivery, Sunbasket and Green Chef stand out. For prepared meals, Factor and CookUnity dominate. For budget-conscious buyers, EveryPlate and Dinnerly consistently appear. The market is becoming highly contextual. Different brands are winning different moments based on the specific problem a buyer is trying to solve. That's a fundamentally different market structure than what most meal delivery companies built their growth strategies around. Another major finding is the growing importance of citation architecture. Citation architecture refers to the network of sources that influence how AI systems describe and recommend brands. The benchmark identified recurring sources such as Forbes, Healthline, Good Housekeeping, Delish, Bon Appetit, and Yahoo Health. These sources repeatedly shape how AI understands the meal delivery category. What's interesting is that the strongest brands aren't just cited often, they're framed consistently. HelloFresh is repeatedly associated with family-friendly convenience. Factor is linked to high protein and prepared meals. Sunbasket is associated with organic and Mediterranean diets. CookUnity is framed as chef-made and gourmet. AI systems appear to reward consistency of identity as much as visibility. Here's what leadership teams in the meal delivery industry should watch closely. The strategic question is no longer, are buyers seeing our brand? The better question is, when AI understands a buyer's specific need, does our brand make the shortlist? That requires more than marketing. It requires clear positioning, stronger third-party validation, diet-specific authority, structured comparison coverage, and a consistent recommendation identity across the public web. In other words, AI search visibility is becoming a recommendation problem, not just a ranking problem. The meal delivery market is entering a new phase. AI systems are increasingly acting as recommendation engines, matching brands to specific buyer needs rather than simply displaying search results. The brands that win won't necessarily be the most visible. They'll be the brands that AI systems trust enough to recommend when customers are ready to choose. And in the age of AI discovery, that's where the real competitive advantage lives.